I didn't even have no dinger for me today.
Change the champagne for coffee.
Change the champagne for coffee, guys. We're on at a new time now, which is so nice. I do have to say, it's nice.
Not a night owl. Like, I've been staying up, and I'm on the West Coast. Like, I'm like what 7:30 my time. We normally did it. I was like,
yeah.
The sun's down, I'm done. Like, I'm a morning person.
Well, it's crazy because a lot of people in the UK do watch Below Deck and they want to be a part of the live chat and join in and stuff. So this is just kind of a really good opportunity to move the time and garner some more views, you know. But before we jump in, because we have a mess of a show to talk about today, a mess. Welcome to Anchor Watch, our weekly, no longer late night Below Deck chat, where Gelsey and I take over Adam's channel to recap the highest rated show on Bravo. Now, I do have to say, it's feeling like those high ratings might come down a little bit after this week's episode, or lack thereof. I don't know. Guys, we have a poll going in the live chat. I just want to know what you guys are thinking. So let us know where you're watching from in the live chat, and let us know what you rate this episode, because I'm about to ask Gelsey the same question. What did you think of last night's episode?
I hated it. I don't like the direction we're going. I feel like we've been on this side of the season, like, come on, it's coming. And I'm like, this is what was coming. Like, what? Where's the yacht? Where's the boat? That's why I watch the show. Like, yes, I like the drama. It's fun. It's cheeky, but I don't watch the show for the drama. I watch it for the bloody yacht and the work and the guests and like,
we're working
dinner. And I don't want a villa. I don't watch Love Island for a reason. Like, it's just
there. Oh yeah, no, 100%. You know what I do have to say too is, we like the drama if it involves the guests or the guest interactions, or you know, something happening on deck, working. Exactly.
It's work-related drama.
You know, I don't want to be a downer in this, but I do feel like we've really tried to, like, okay, it's coming. We're about to take off. We're about to go. I think, what is this, episode 8? Right? And for 7 Anchor Watches, 5 which you've done with me, we have been saying, okay, here we go. Don't worry, the season is about to get crazy. So, you know, it's just, it's insane. But let's dive in. Let's dive into the episode. But I do want to bring some stuff up first, because there's been a lot of talk on Below Deck. I've tried to ignore some of the stuff on X or Twitter or whatever you call it, and people are just not happy with Below Deck right now. So I wanted to go ahead and bring up some comments that I've gathered, and Gelsey, just see if you agree with them or not, because it's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. Okay. All right, here we go. So our first comment is from Mathematician, Odd 4240 from Reddit, says, I have a feeling I will skip this episode. Next comment is from Dustin Cohn, who, I don't know why he always pops up in my feed, but he has really funny takes on a lot of different things. Bravo. But he says, is Below Deck losing its way? Hiring crew like Solin who don't want to work, the super flashy editing, which we've talked about, and the introduction of a villa to stay for a mini trip. I love this show, but I almost feel like I'm watching a Love Island spinoff. I mean, and it just keeps going, okay? The messy mind of me says, Below Deck better retire the new annoying ass edit format, filling time with unnecessary shenanigans, introducing the crew repeatedly with the IG pics, which we've talked about too.
What he said, like, with like filling time with shenanigans, it feels like they're trying to just fill time with fluff, because it's almost like they don't have anything, or like maybe they shot the season and they're like, oh shit, like it didn't go as crazy as we thought, and so we just need to like milk this. That 100% is what it feels like.
We've said that before. It's really weird. Okay, guys, listen. We have in the live chat, Carol rates it as a 1 and just says it's awful. Lang Lalina 619 says snooze and loser. Marianne Stout says rated a 4. Daytona Beach. Hey, Florida. And Annika says this season has just been a letdown. And honestly, this is my worst season of Below Deck ever. Was definitely season 9. I did not like it, and this is really coming close. I want to read another comment. This is from last week's episode, but just a girl who watches Bravo says, we are on episode 7. Why do we keep watching these weird Instagram edits? Pipey Piper from Reddit says, I am done. This is not Below Deck anymore. Just here, it just keeps going. Agreeable Income 788 on Reddit says, not alone reading the comments today. I'm going to skip this episode entirely. Here, you see the comments, overproduced, overhyped. I don't like the format. We're supposed to be watching people on private yachts who are working. And the very last comment I'm going to read, guys, is this one by Timely Big 5297. I'm so frustrated with this season. Literal days of charter being put into 30-second montages more than once, but less than one day at this villa is almost an entire episode. We want to see guest interactions, crazy requests, and funny stuff that happens during charter. I literally just finished Love Island and couldn't care less that everyone is dying to have a threesome with Solenn. This is not what the show is about. It's about chartering and working on a yacht. Wouldn't we rather see them back on the boat? Gelsey,
Yes.
what do we think?
Yes,
clear answer.
I want to say I'm so impressed by you being able to quickly on the spot read these usernames like Pipey Piper or whatever. I have like a bit of dyslexia, and everyone in my family makes fun of me for it. It's lovely, and my boyfriend knows. Like if I read something out loud, it's cute. So good job, because my dyslexia.
Hey, thank you.
How are you?
Thank you.
Like everyone in the comment section, if I ever call you out on your name and I'm like, hey, and I say it wrong, my brain, it just takes a couple tries for me. So my apologies.
And that's okay. That's okay.
But
yeah,
no,
it's
I totally agree. It's like they've turned it. Everyone watches this show for a reason. It's the top rated show for a reason. We want to see a private chartered yacht. So we want to see these crazy rich guests with their crazy rich requests. We want to see the stress of the job get to everybody. We want to see the fight and the drama happen because everyone's so overworked and exhausted, and how they push through and how they cope with it. And then we actually want to see real boatmances, because those are real and those are fun. I mean, I've done a lot of contract jobs where that is a reality. And so it is something we do like to see when it's genuine and maybe real or emotionally triggering, because they're like exhausted and then trying to have these boatmances that don't work. That's what we want to see. And they have turned it into something. I feel like they're chasing the high of what's popular right now, like this Love Island thing that's going on in the world right now. I don't understand it. I think I said this last
Neither
episode.
do I.
A bar in Florida, and there was like, they were playing it in the bar instead of music. And I was like, what is going on? This is crap. But they're trying to like jump on that, and it's not working. And it just goes back to being like, there was a point I did write in my notes. I was like, I can understand from a producer's standpoint, trying to spice it up a bit, trying to do something different, because, this is what, season 12, not even including the spin-off shows. And it's like, let's try something different. All reality shows do it. You watch enough Hell's Kitchen, and there's a season where they're like, we're going to do something we've never done before just to keep it fun. American Idol did it, whatever. But they went too far. They went too far.
Do you think, what was the reason you think they wanted to probably try to change this? I wonder what the thinking was behind it, because if you do have the highest rated show on Bravo already, obviously you're doing something right. Obviously what you're doing works. And I just feel like now I always tell Adam this too. When you watch the Kardashians, okay, it is a 30-minute episode, and most of it is B-roll, and there's a lot of like pumping up like these visuals, and then you have like Courtney shaking a salad, and then it flashes B-roll, and then you have like Kim talking to Chris. She's like, "Hey, mom, hey, what are we doing?" And then it's like B-roll, and I just feel like, okay, we're taking things from different shows. Like last week, we were talking about how they have this like overproduced like hip hop moment, which really works on a show called The Parisian Agency on Netflix, where they have those like really cool hip hop, whatever, but it works on that show. And then you have, things and ingredients from Love Island, which I think they're trying to put on Below Deck too. And it's really not the format.
Even this episode, like, I don't know if it was the editing or if they like the producers were like whispering in their ear to do this, or just was like coincidence. But even all the like, let's go for a chat. Let's go for a chat. Let's have a chat, because I don't watch Love Island, but the little clips I've seen, isn't that what they do? The only reason I know that is I've seen parodies of Love Island, be it SNL.
I couldn't make it through an episode of Love Island.
That's the only reason I know about it. And I feel like
it's always like,
let's chat, let's go for a chat. And it's all these like chats. And then I felt like this episode, they kept like doing these like, hey, can we have a chat? Hey, can we have a chat? And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, and that's what I was like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I feel like, props for trying something new. I'll always reward risk because I'm an advocate for it, but this isn't working. Like, I'm really hoping that they see their mistakes and I know they're currently probably right now filming the next season. So I hope that they haven't gone to editing yet and they're seeing the reviews of this one and change what
I
they're doing.
hope so. It's all over the place. It's all over X. It's
Yeah.
all over Reddit. It's all over, different Bravo sites and chat rooms and stuff. It's just really, it sucks because I'm like, okay, I'm so excited. It looks like we're going to get something good. We have something to talk about because usually we can do this show for like a good hour and just keep going and talking. And there's a lot of, great things. And even for us, I've seen a complete ratings drop in just Anchor Watch because I don't know if anybody is interested in recapping the show after you have an episode like that, because it's like,
What is there
what
to
can we possibly talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to read some of the live chat really quick and see what you guys are saying. Also, don't forget to vote in the live in the poll in the live chat because I just want to see. I mean, you guys didn't even have to rate this. It's already coming up. Not watching anymore, which I don't blame you. Okay. It was horrible last night. Wow. Auntie says it's all about the hookup now. And it is.
But it's
and
not
I think
even like weighted hookups. Like that's what I'm saying. Before and Below Deck, it was like there might be love triangles, there's hookups, but it felt like, oh, I think they actually have something. And now like everyone's just kissing each other to kiss each, like it's like nothing has weight to it anymore. So it's like whatever.
Well, what do you think, since we're on that subject, what do you think about the whole Damo and Fraser thing? Do you think that was like very produced, or do you think Damo actually wanted to take Fraser out?
I think he did. And I don't even think he wanted it as a romantic date. I think the highly produced part, in my opinion, I could be so off on this because of the editing, but I think they were trying to be like, oh, he kissed him, now he's taking him on a date. But I think he genuinely likes the guy as a friend and was like, hey, let's like just go for a drink and like get away from everyone else and just like chat. I want to get to know you better as a human. I work with you. I do like you. I respect you. Like that's how I took it. And I thought it was very endearing. I know it sucks for Fraser because he's like, God, it sucks. He's straight. I wish he wasn't because I do like him. Like, but I think there is like a genuine connection as friends, even is how I took it. I mean, the fact that Damo immediately turns around and kisses So like shows that, he's not trying to make a move, or he would have been all up on Fraser when they were drunk.
Exactly.
He wasn't. So
exactly.
I thought it was quite endearing. Like I did enjoy that part. And I thought I really liked Damo, and I liked how we got a little more into his backstory of why he doesn't want kids, why he has Peter Pan syndrome. I like that he admits it and he's just like, my dad wasn't around and I was just kind of a child just to have a child, and I don't want that. And I think it gave a little more insight onto who he is. And I loved that. And he also looked so hot when he got off, like when he came off the boat ready for that date, his glasses and pink shirt. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing like a little thing. Yeah, I did agree. I thought maybe it was made to look like more of a date. You know what I mean? But I definitely sure was, I kind of like Fraser, and Damo's like, yeah, I like Fraser, and Fraser's like, I like Damo. It's good to like,
like
this is what it's about.
Yes.
Connection.
I like that. I'd rather see more of that than kissing. Like it just, because it's genuine. Like we want to care. And the comments, it's so far up now. Someone said like, we don't care about these people, like the cast anymore. And I was like, honestly, like I don't. They're making it less genuine, so we don't care anymore. So then it's just like, I don't care that they're having meltdowns. I don't care that they're throwing tantrums. I don't care that their feelings are hurt. I'm just like,
what's funny is I was telling Adam last night, because we just got home from New York last night, and I was telling him, a lot of people are not enjoying these IG intros with the photos and stuff, and he's like, oh, I like them. I think it's cool. It's cool like once or twice, but another really fake thing in the world is social media, and it's like all we're seeing is like their socials, and it's just it's weird. Anyway, we'll move on. So we got the villa trip, right? So it's an entire 2 days off, which is a whole episode without a charter, this one. And then I'm sure half of next episode is going to be still at the villa before we get into our actual charter that we want to see with that drunk woman next week.
Beach club. That's going to be a whole thing, which I was like, yes, the drunk woman though. I know. But here we are again with the previews of next episode, Danglebait. They're like, it's going to get better. And we're like, oh, she's coming. And it's like, that's what this whole season has been.
And it's got to be this next charter, and it has to be whatever happens with Kyle and the guests, like that needs to be very emphasized for the rest of the season for this to even end well, because right now it's not doing it. Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca says, I love Anchor Watch more than Below Deck. Thank you. Well, we appreciate you guys being here. So anyway, we have this villa thing. And it does feel like very Love Island. We don't know who's doing what or whatever. I think we're all over the chaos of Solène. Solène on the boat. Solène doesn't work. Solène drinks on charter, but it's never been brought up,
I'm
which
curious
is
about that
interesting.
too. When she was just like, I deserve nice things. I'm a French girl and I get champagne. And I was like, girl, me too. Like, I'm for it. But like, I agree. It's kind of like everyone's turning a blind eye. And I feel like maybe that is produced. I think maybe they're like keeping it that way, like don't say anything or just making it so they don't find out until later, like she's alone, because they want to keep her for the TV aspect of it. But if Captain Kerry saw that, if Fraser saw that, like that's where I just feel like this whole season Fraser's had a little bit of a blind eye to his team. And as
Yeah.
much as I do love Rainbow, and
It's
I
not
feel
the
like
first season he's had a blind eye to his team,
it's
though.
kind of, yeah, and I do love Rainbow, but she's so caught up in her own anxiety that she's not really able to step into a leadership role properly. Like I feel like she has the potential, and I understand why she's overwhelmed. I understand why she's having these breaking points. It's unfair what she's having to deal with, but also enough with the panic attacks. Like it's
Yeah,
getting
it's a
old.
lot. And I said, but she is growing a pair, I do have to say. Because even at the villa, when she pulls Solène aside, she's like, you know what? I'm done being nice. You guys pulled out your shotguns. You're aiming at me. So now barriers are down and I can be a bitch too. And maybe
Yeah,
that's what we need to see from Rainbow. Because earlier on, when in
she's
the
trying to be
season, I was
nice.
telling you, I think she's going to walk off the plank by herself. I think she's overwhelmed. And I think she's going to quit by herself, you
Hmm.
know? And instead, we're getting the opposite where she is, I think, going to step into her own. I think she's done playing nice. She's going to do whatever. And then she's going to put on, whatever brunt that she's getting from the other two, she's going to
Mhm.
put on Fraser. And then she's not going to fight with Barbara and Selene anymore.
I
I
totally
think.
agree.
I
Yeah.
think. I mean, it was nice to see her kind of come out of her shell a little bit at Carnival. I'm not going to lie.
I agree. I was like, ooh, drunk Rainbow's a very different. I mean, and then all of them drunk emotionally and angered is a whole different thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can just see this. Like, we all need to have a sober chat, not a drunk chat. But I really like she was ready. Like I said, I was like, she wants to get her freak on. She's like, who are we kissing? I want to kiss. Let's kiss. Like I was like, she's like wanting to have an orgy. Like there's maybe that's what she needs. Maybe she just needs to get laid. Like
Uh,
I've been there where I'm like acting real bitchy, and then I'm like, oh, just needed some action. Maybe that's what she needs. I don't know. Just saying.
Oh my goodness. I mean, maybe she really came out of her shell. She came out really fast too. She was like ready to make out. She was ready to lick Damo's nipple. I was like, what's happening?
I know. I kind of liked it. I was here for it. I kind of want I was gonna say originally I wanted her and Anthony to become a thing, and I think last week we were all talking about that, but I kind of want her and Kyle to hook up.
I know. Do you see that coming?
Her and Kyle, not at all, but
Yeah.
that's what I want because Damo has his finger in enough puddles, and Anthony's just like getting annoying to me. We'll dive into that next. Chef Anthony's kind of I was so on his side. I really do still like him, but come on. But Kyle's like he really didn't get much of anything this episode. He was kind of in the shadows. He's kind of
We're
had his glory day.
waiting.
I don't know like if they're holding and waiting for the big but I kind of think him and Rainbow should hook up just to say, I mean, that would be a big F you to So, right? I think that's kind of fun. Which it's so funny because like when finally Jess and Barb kissed again at the end, when they showed Solene and she kind of looked and she was all annoyed. I was like, no, 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 girl. You don't get to be annoyed and jealous because you're doing the same thing to her, but that's the game she's playing. She wants to be able to go on, I do what I want. I make myself happy first. But she wants everyone to want her. That's the kind of person she is.
Yeah, it's so funny when she was like, I wish I could just date myself, or
I
is
know. I
this
was
me?
like,
And I was like, girl, you want to be able to handle yourself. Like two selfish people in a relationship, very, very difficult.
I know.
Um, but I mean, I think we're over the point of Selene being on below deck. I think, and I
Mhm.
hope that whoever casts this show is learning a lesson of we don't need to bring someone from a previous reality show, because I
No.
feel like Selene really does believe she is still on Love Island. Every confessional, every
Yeah.
time she is involved in some kind of spat, every time she answers somebody, it does feel like, girl, you're on the wrong show. You're on the
Yeah.
wrong show, and like live in this one, please.
I have a
Please.
question for you. How do you feel about Barbara? I made a note and I did this last week too that I was like, wow, Barbara really is a genuine friend that she's just like, this is a hard line I don't cross. Celine's my friend. I'm not kissing you just because, she's even said, she's like, I would like to, but like, no, it's just a black and white thing, which I totally respect. But how do you feel when she starts just continuously holding that boundary when clearly Celine's kissing everybody and doesn't give a shit about Jess? And then she's still like, no, I can't. Do you think that was like a front because she doesn't really like Jess and really actually want it and just kind of playing along? Or do you think it's because it's too scary because it'd be more real instead of a
No,
straight?
I think she knows what professional and personal is. I think she has a boundary set, and she's been very consistent since day one.
She has. I
I
do
don't.
like her for that. I like her as a friend
Yeah,
person. Like
I
she's
think
actually
she holds
real.
to that line because she's been in yachting. She knows how this works, and if you cross that line, it can make even more drama. And then also she's observing what's happening around, right? You have Solane and Kyle, you have Solane and Jess, you have Solane and Damo, you have
Yeah,
Solane and who the hell knows next time. I mean, it
I
could
know.
be anybody
Fraser.
except Kerry. He's yeah, except
Well,
Kerry. Kerry's safe.
I know. Oh God. Well, I do like that she called Jess out on it when they had that like chat at the end and ended up kissing. But she was just like, you have to see it from my standpoint that you're coming over here saying you want to kiss me and flirt, but then you crawl into my bunk above me with Celine every night. Like, how am I supposed to take that? And I think that
Yeah.
humbled Jess that she's like, no, you're right. That's not okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it creates more drama we don't want to see. Okay, there's a comment, Marianne Stout. I'm just curious, what do you think about this? Marianne Stout says Barbara is a silent pot stirrer. Do you see? I don't see it,
You know
but
what?
have you seen anything
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Now that she says that, it's in previous episodes when there was like the Kyle so drama or whatever, she's always somebody that like goes to the person and is like, oh, so they said this about you, or her and Fraser are both a little bit pot stirrers. I can see that. She's not as bad as Fraser, but she definitely is like, I see, I tell kind of a woman. And I think she's playing it as if like, I'm your friend, so I want you to know that they said this. But yeah, I could see that. I see that.
Yeah, but I'm also telling you because I want to, piss you off a little bit and make
Yeah.
things worse. Yeah, and he's definitely guilty of that for sure.
I mean, he's playing the TV game. I don't blame him.
He is, and he's also been on a reality show before. Before Below Deck, he was on a reality show.
Oh, did I
So,
know that?
he has some reality background. I forgot what it was. It wasn't Made in Chelsea. It was like something similar to that where
Okay.
they followed a whole bunch of people, and I don't know.
Clearly he was
Marianne
good.
Stout follows up with silent but deadly. All right, I want to move on to something that just finally got resolved, but I didn't expect it to be resolved so quickly. I thought this was going to be some drama that would kind of carry us over a little bit more drama than we've had like on the yacht so far. And that's been the drama between Chef Anthony and Fraser, because Chef Anthony still feels, and I'm actually glad they resolved it because I'm so sick of hearing about it.
So over the flashbacks. They did the flashbacks again, and I was like, can we
The
stop
same clips.
flashbacking to him screwing
Yeah.
up? Like, it's not fair to him because
It's
he's
not
redeemed
fair.
himself.
Exactly. And he's redeemed himself. I think he's done it pretty well, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But I just thought, okay, maybe we're going to get some drama. Maybe we're whatever. And he keeps bringing it up. He keeps bringing up Barbie. I mean, to be honest, now would be a really good time to bring Barbie in and replace somebody in the interior.
Oh, and then her and Kyle history.
I mean, can
Oh,
you
that would be so good.
imagine? Can you
Wait.
imagine Barbie? That would be interesting. I don't think it's going to happen. But we have this whole Chef Anthony and Fraser thing that's been happening for a minute. He's hung up on last season's firing. He's so convinced that Fraser was the reason he got fired, which you just recently watched last season, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like Fraser was part of the reason he got fired? Because he did go to Kerry a lot.
I don't think so. Of course, he was in the conversation of like him and Kerry were talking, like, let's talk about what's going on and what maybe needs to change. And sure, Fraser said, he's not reading the preference sheets. He's not cooking what they want. Food's being sent back and all these things. He's just reporting the facts. I mean, I wrote down, I was like, okay, Chef Anthony, like, go on Peacock right now and watch season 11 and watch for yourself. Like, and I like that Fraser said, like, literally, it was like, you can just like subscribe. I'll send you my password. You can log in on my account. I'll let you use it just so you can end this shit. But Fraser even said, he's like, you got fired because your food was shit. Like, you didn't, I think he was talking to Rainbow. Like, you didn't hold up to the expectations of 5-star yachting and what is expected of it, and he couldn't handle it, and he's obviously gone, worked more, perfected it, he's doing amazing, but he needs to
He's
let
turned
it.
things around. Yeah.
He has. I just think also like this has been this like weird pent up thing he's been doing, and now he's drunk, and it unfortunately, like, this episode brought back a lot of like memories for me with personal people in my life of being drunk, and I've seen it. I could just see it in like his eyes, and it just like skews your emotional, I mean, they're all drunk at this villa right now, and I think that's why things are getting weird, but like he's a tantrum thrower when he drinks, and like even
I
how
know,
he's
and I
like,
kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I was just like, oh my God. But at the same time, I understand his frustrations at the villa. Like, it's not fair that he's there cooking for everybody, doing his job, and they all get a break from their job. No one's asking the girls to make the beds. No one's
I
asking
think
the
he's
guys.
just, yeah, I think he just wanted some help or wanted some people to
Well,
participate with him,
he thought it was
I
gonna be like a
guess, you
family
know?
cooking. He's like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff, and it could be like family style. We all cook, and everyone just expected there to be food made. And that isn't
Yeah.
fair for him. It reminded me of like the mom in the kitchen that's like, I do everything for this family and no one cares. Like,
No one's helping me.
like there is some validity to that. And
Absolutely. And I do have to say too, like, um, I sorry, I don't know where I was going to go. First of all, guys, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It helps us out tremendously. We have 130 people in the room. Hit the like button, please. That is the tip for us, and we love a good tip here on Anchor Watch. And thank you for bearing with us as we get through this really, really, really difficult recap. Like I called you before, I was like, I don't know what
how
we're
we're gonna
gonna
do it.
cover, because you usually cover the charter, and like someone messes up a bed and someone doesn't clean something or someone's drinking on charter, and we can talk about it. But now it's just like, okay, we can watch these other shows and recap somewhere else. And if you guys haven't done so already, we have 65 votes, or I'm sorry, 65 votes in the poll in the live chat. I'm just going to close that up really quick. And I do watch this poll like week after week to see where we are. And it does seem like it's kind of just going down a little bit. It's like people are like, oh, it wasn't as good. I'm going to put one or two anchors. It
We
just,
were so excited. I think it's what we had. We kept being like, it's gonna get better. And so we kind of let it go high because we're like, no, there's a purpose for this. It's revving up, it's revving up. And now we're just like, it's
well, now we have to call it out, because I feel like we have to call it out if we're not seeing it at this point, 8 episodes in, okay, halfway through the season. If nothing is happening, what is going on, And before we get into what I want to talk about too in this episode was, I'm actually happy that Anthony and Fraser resolved this really quickly, because I was getting really, really like tired of hearing about it over and over again. And like you said, getting those playbacks over and over again. So I'm glad like this is settled for now. Is it
for
done?
now.
I don't know. But for now it is.
Don't do that crap. And I hope like, yeah. Also, I'd like to go to that villa, but just putting that out there into the universe because we need to manifest. We should all do like an Anchor Watch villa trip.
Okay. Yes. And yeah, we'll get
Then we can
we'll
film.
get
I'm
Bravo
a
to pay for it.
and I'll like film. Yeah, Bravo can pay. I'm a really good editor. I'll film it all. I'll edit it and I'll be drunk. It is a special talent. Everybody, this is a side note. I do have a GoPro that I bring on every single vacation, and I film everything. And then I come home, I edit the whole thing. I like fast forward this, I put fun music. It changes, like there's like 10 different songs, and I edit my whole trip to like Vietnam, Thailand, Punta Cana. I have all of them, but I am really good at going out and getting decently drunk and still getting footage. And I'm like, I must film. And it's amazing. So
we took a break
talent.
a few weeks ago. I think people know too that I was with you a few weeks ago. We did that Epcot around the world.
Yeah, I GoPro'd at Epcot.
Like we were like, I know. I don't even know what's on there. I don't want to know what's on there, but we went around the world, I think 2.5 times.
We did.
Yeah. Julia Jones, I don't know if an Anchor Watch trip would be epic or not. It could go either way, kind of like this season of Below Deck, but we'd love to see it. I do want to say, because last week we were talking about how kind of not great the show was, and then how much we love Captain Kerry. And I feel like Captain Kerry always gets put in these like shit situations. First of all, he gets the spinoff Below Deck Adventure, which to me wasn't great or adventurous or anything that I expected it to be. And he was also dealt a bad hand in Crew. but he's a great captain. And then last season, he had to deal with all that shit. And then this season, it's like, we
He's not
really
even,
get to see him captain, though, when he goes through the bridge, and
that's true.
he
That's
is
true.
taking control of the team a lot. But I do like seeing the moment, like when he's calling his son and just saying, like, it's so hard to be in yachting because you're always away from your family, right? And it's
100%.
really hard. And to me, that was the most genuine, valid thing. It's like, that's what you want to know. Like, how do you communicate with your family when you're on a boat for
It
months at a
is
time?
so real. It is so real. I love that moment because I really connected to it as well. Because if some of you don't know, I've definitely brought it up before. I worked on cruise ships for 2 years. I was on celebrity cruise lines, mainly in the Mediterranean. I was 19 when I started, and it was I'm very far from home. And so you see all the crew members. We had probably 100 different nationalities working as crew, and most of them have families, husbands and wives, kids back home in India or the Philippines. And you see them all, you go to these little like Wi-Fi cafes or Wi-Fi. Don't even get me started. You go to Europe and you're like, hi,
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi? And they're like, You're like, Wi-Fi? Oh, yes, Wi-Fi. I'm like, you knew what I was saying. Okay, anyways. But
Do you have a hot guy? Oh, Scottish?
oh,
Scottish?
or no, when you go to I was in Rome and we were trying to find the Trevi Fountain. We're like, scuse, Trevi Fountain? Huh? Trevi Fountain? And my friend goes, bloop, with the coin. He goes, oh, Fountain de Trevi. Or something. Oh my God, don't. I was like, yes, I know we're American and you don't want us to speak English, but I don't know Italian. But no, you do go to these close by internet cafes, and all of the crew, not all the crew, but whoever has shore leave that day is at these cafes FaceTiming their kids, their loved ones. I was one. I mean, I would go at 2 a.m. in Istanbul. We had overnights, and I would go to like a hookah lounge because it was the only place that had Wi-Fi. And I would sit and Skype, because that's back when Skype was a thing. Skype my parents back home, and I was 19. I'm like, hi guys, and prayer of call is like being like blasted behind me, like because it's all just, my mom was like, where are you? It's like, it's 2 a.m. Like,
I'm just in Istanbul, doing well.
Just in Istanbul, but it is a very real part of the job. There's a lot of things, obviously, that cruise ships and yachting are similar, and then obviously there's a lot that's very different.
Totally. It's still the maritime industry.
Yes.
And it is very, very similar when it comes to that. But I do like, that was a great moment. It was kind of like, okay, we're taking a break from like the fucking Bachelor in Paradise and like going back to the boat, seeing the captain that we all love. I just feel, I wish he had I wish he had like a Kate Chastain. I wish he had like you know what I mean? Like, just, I wish there was someone for him to really rely on. Hugo is a good addition to the team as the bosun. The deck team seems to be doing really well. Yeah. So I don't know where we really go from here. But the last thing I want to bring up, because we had so much conflict resolution in this episode between Fraser and Chef Anthony, but Rainbow and Solène, do you think this is going to be the fight of the season?
I don't think it's over, if that's what you're asking.
Oh yeah, I think we're just.
I think it's just getting started.
But at the same time, I have to ask, if this is the season of Below Deck that we are supposed to have the most firings, because this has been teased over and over again, and we're halfway through the season, when is that going to start happening, and who else is going to get fired? I mean,
we've all said Kyle, because Kyle are being teased with the whole guest thing. I think Celine eventually has to be fired.
I do too. I'm surprised she hasn't been already.
Like, this is getting ridiculous. She's multiple times drank during work, on the clock, whatever you want to call it. Multiple times given her uppers massive sass, not done her job properly, doesn't know how to do the job, doesn't care to do the job. No, I think we've all been saying she should go from day one, and it's just kind of like a joke at this point that she hasn't, but they kept her on for all the kissing, I guess.
I really think, though, that this situation between Rainbow and Solène is going to come to head. And I think instead of my original thought was that Rainbow is going to leave and quit by herself, I really now think that Rainbow is going to step it up, grow some, and kind of push Solène out. I really hope we see. It'd be so.
Maybe she will. Maybe she'll let her fail. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe she'll instead of being like, do this, she'll be like, hey, these are your chores today. And she knows she'll fail and be like, I told her, the way that they're kind of throwing Rainbow under the bus, I think she's going to start doing that to her and bring some light to the situation, which I hope, because it's
I hope because right now it is so redundant. I feel like these 8 episodes could have been 4 or 3, and we could have added something in. If we're gonna see stuff, I hope that it's starting now. We had the mid-season trailer, and they hinted at a lot. They really did, but I'm not sure whether to believe them anymore because we just haven't gotten anything this season. And when
no.
you're talking about the most firings and the most dramatic season in Below Deck history, I'm like, where
I know. I'm
is
like,
it? Is it just
eh?
because you added some fancy editing? Is it because
The
you
love
know,
triangle, which we don't even care. Like that's when it like it's
there are
and
shows for that, and that's not Below Deck,
you know what I've
you know?
understood now with marketing, advertising, etc., is that the shittier the product, the harder they push because the product can't a good product speaks for itself. You do need advertisements, you do need marketing, but when it's not a great product, that's when you see it everywhere because like we just need to find a way to get people to buy this. And I feel like they're trying to get us to buy into the season. So they're pushing harder with these like big statements so that we stay watching like we are to be like when versus the other times it's just like watch Below Deck and we do and we're like this is great because it stands for itself. So that's what I think is happening.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm ready for the villa to be over. I'm ready to get back
So
on board. I'm ready to see next week. I'm ready to
yeah.
see those guests. I have a
Yeah.
feeling though, leading into that too, we're gonna get most of the episode next week is gonna be finishing at the villa
I think
and the
so.
beach club, right? And then
Beach
we're gonna
club.
get back on board, and then the guests are gonna come on, and we're gonna be left with that cliffhanger at the end
Again.
of getting rid of that woman
Again.
again to get to the next episode. And I just feel like with Below Deck Down Under, there wasn't any of these huge, I mean, there was like love triangles, but these huge love triangles, and there were
But they
crazy
were
guests.
real. That's what I'm saying is that like I mean as
Yeah,
real as Below Deck triangles can be or love boatmances, but like it still was like you cared about the cast, so you cared about these crushes or drunk whoopsies or like it was fun to watch because there was more like weight to it. This is just like no one will shock me on this cast, and I won't care.
yeah,
I wouldn't care
yeah.
if
I
Kyle and
agree.
Amo slept together. I'd be like, okay,
I
the next.
agree, and I'm thinking back to Below Deck Down Under too. Even talking to Serena last week. If you guys haven't checked out the interview that we did with Chef Serena, it's
Yes,
amazing.
good.
She is such an open book. But
Mhm.
even just like her and the Lara drama was way more interesting
Yes, because it was
than
work related.
Solen's love triangle. It was work
It was
related,
work
and I
related.
think
It was
that's
use these
really
plates. I don't want to use those plates. This is my creation. It's what are you doing? Let's control your dinner timing. Like because we like the work drama, and then it becomes a personal thing. It's like that's interesting because it's real. That it does happen in the workplace. Like that's what we're here for.
exactly. Exactly. So any hopes for next week for you? Anything
Oh
you're
God.
really, really looking forward to?
N honestly, honestly, if it wasn't for Anchor Watch, I would stop watching this season, and I hate to say that out
I
loud
know.
because
I
I want everyone to keep
on Anchor
watching and
Watch,
stick with
and
us.
yeah, I hate trying to convince people to watch a show that we love so much. Like we really do love Below Deck. I love Below Deck. It's my favorite show. It's the only show that I watch.
Good.
You know
Same,
that. And
same.
it's like right now, it just doesn't look so good. It
No.
doesn't look that
So,
good.
you know
But
what I'm looking forward to next week is getting the villa pool party crap over with and getting back to the boat. That's what I'm looking
absolutely.
forward to.
And I'm hoping this is that mid-season break, and then we go back to the boat, and then shit hits the fan, and we can really see what happens on the
Yeah.
yacht. Now that we really know the crew, we know them really well. We've had
Mhm.
their social media pictures flash in our face like 15,000 times. Like we get it. Everyone has the backstory. We're good. Now let's go. Let's go, go, go. Let's finish the season. But I do have to say, thank you for bearing with me through this, and everyone watching too. We have to stay on it. We will not miss an Anchor Watch, even if it is an episode like this. But it's really, really hard to even get through a
Yeah.
recap sometimes. You know, I don't even have anything else to bring up, like at all, you know?
Yeah, I don't either. All I can say is I know last week we talked about bringing merch back, which we 100% are, but I'm working on some new designs because I want to bring something to the table that's mine and fresh. So that's all I can say.
Absolutely. We love it. We love it. And you know, guys, we're gonna bring these back too, our little cups. And we should each have one. I don't even know where mine are. I feel like every time I
Yeah,
order
why
some
don't
for
I have one?
myself, like people steal them. So like my
I'll
mom
make
has
sure
one, and
making
you
it
know,
up.
like we'll get some merch going, guys. And thank you. And listen, let us know if you like the new time. It's noon. I feel like we're closer to the episode, so it's like we're
Mhm.
still fresh off the episode. I feel like a lot of our viewers, and my biggest apologies to any viewers that we have in Down Under, but we do have a lot of viewers in the UK, and you know, we just didn't want to keep them up until 3 a.m. just to join us live, you know. So we're gonna stick with this 12 p.m. time, and we have a lot of fun things coming your way here on Up and Atom. We just did this amazing podcast in New York. We did a couple, but that episode should be releasing this week, and then we also have an episode that we're throwing up on the channel too, which will be really interesting. And we have some more interviews coming your way. So at least if the episodes aren't good and the season's not good, we can at least get some people to talk to about Below Deck who have been on the show. I think that's going to be probably the most fun thing to do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the interviews.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you guys are thinking about this season in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're listening on the podcast and you really didn't like this episode, leave us a 5-star review.
It's not our fault, you guys. We
leave us a 5-star review.
Do not blame us or penalize us for a bad, shitty episode. We're trying.
It's unfortunate, but you know what? Let's see. Hopefully we won't be doing this every week. Yeah. And guys, to our naughty yachties and people in the live chat, thank you for being here and joining us as usual. And we'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
Next week at noon.
Oh, next week.
Time.
It's the day before my birthday next week.
It is. Oh my God. Yeah, we're all like summer babies over here.
I know. I'm so excited.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? I think we're going to bring Captain Sean on for a little yacht talk, because, you know, when we have a shit episode like this, I think it would be fun to bring him on, ask him some questions, and hear some of his fun stories from the yachting world. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right, guys. And Gelsey, we'll see you all next week.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone.